Hey guys, Liz here, and today we are going to do another amazing nail audit video. This one is a submission from Angie, who's part of our Nail Hub TV community. So hi Angie, thanks for your submission. This was a really good question, and so I'm very excited to dive in. Angie's submission is basically about dealing with misshapen nails. How do we combat that, and what she should do in order to make her nails look a little bit more uniform and a little bit more symmetrical. So I'm going to be going over why Angie's nails are a little bit misshapen, what's causing it, and also some tips and tricks as to how to fix it. If you'd like to submit your own nail audit request, all you have to do is go to thenailaudit.com, submit some video or picture support as well as a detailed description of what you're dealing with, and I will review that information and create a custom nail audit video for you to address your particular question or concern. All right, so let's review the content that Angie uploaded for me. I was very grateful because Angie uploaded not only a video, but also some pictures and a good description of her question with dealing with these misshapen nails. And I wanted to review this content with you so that you can understand what I'm seeing and also what these pictures and video tell me. So Angie submitted these pictures of her natural nails with some gel polish on top. She is using the brand new Happy Vibes collection from Light Elegance, which is uber cute. So you can see from Angie's second picture, this close-up shows us that her nails are pointing upwards, and they do seem to be pointing a little bit to the left, so towards the inside of her fingers. And she also submitted a video that allowed me to see all of the different angles, which was very helpful. So you can see as she turns her hand that her nails are definitely pointing upwards as they grow out. And you can see kind of that angling towards the inside of the finger, towards the left. So let's discuss why this happens and how we can potentially fix it. All right, Angie, so your video and your pictures were super helpful, and your nails are what we would describe as textbook ski jump nails. Ski jump nails are the kind of nails that naturally have an upward trajectory as they get longer. So as that free edge continues to extend, your nails actually grow upwards. There's also types of nails that grow downward. There's kinds that twist. There's kinds that go straight out, and the longer that our natural nail grows, the more we are able to see any of that change in the way that our particular keratin layers are being formed by our body. Remember, natural nail is formed in the matrix of our nail back here in the part underneath our skin where we just can't see it. That nail root is then the part that forms the nail plate, and depending on the way that our body is forming that nail plate, it can curl, it can go upwards, it can go downwards, it can twist, and your nails are definitely what I would call ski jump nails. So ski jump nails are always going to want to go towards an upward angle, and there are definitely ways we can manipulate them to make them look like they're straighter. But I'm not gonna lie, ski jump nails are one of the more difficult nail shapes to work on, not because of the fact that they are in fact growing upwards, but just the fact that since they're constantly wanting to grow upwards, we're going to need to address that with our product application every single time we do a service. All right, so let's get down to some pen and paper so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. If we have our nail bed here and our finger, Angie's nail likes to grow this way as it grows out. Okay? So because ski jump nails are always wanting to grow upwards, we are going to need to constantly combat this with every service, because as these nails get longer, you're going to be able to see the angle at which they're growing upwards. So what we're going to do is we are first going to decide whether or not we want to do anything about it. I personally don't think there's anything wrong or ugly about ski jump nails. Ski jump nails just happen to be a natural nail shape, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to just keep your natural nails the way that they are. Healthy nails are the best nails, so there's nothing wrong with keeping this shape, okay? So ski jump nails are completely normal, and there is no actual reason why you need to change them unless you just want to change them for aesthetic reasons. So if we want to change them for aesthetic reasons, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chop off some of this length so that we get rid of all of this part that allows us to see that it's growing upwards a lot, right? This is the part that really starts to angle upwards. So if we shorten it, it's going to look more like a straight nail. All right, so if we now have a shorter fingernail that wants to curl up just a little bit, but it's not as pronounced, then what we can do is we can take product and we are going to, and this is awesome because it actually follows on my last nail audit video that I did about the apex. What we can do is we can actually create an apex on these nails, and we can even extend this just a little bit so that we create a dome on top of these ski jump nails to help camouflage the fact that we have a ski jump shape. Okay, so we are going to focus this product right here in the center to fill in this little dip that's naturally on these ski jump nails. Okay, so at the end, what we're going to do is we're basically going to encapsulate the tip of this nail inside of product, even create a little bit of an extension. We can even extend it just a little bit to basically further encapsulate that ski jump nail so that we end up with something that's a little bit more uniform looking from the top and a little bit straighter looking. And then we can put our product on top of this. Now, the other thing that Angie is dealing with is she is dealing with some curling and twisting. So curling and twisting, if I can draw this. So here's the finger, and we've got these nails that are just kind of wanting to curl like so, okay? So Angie's nails are wanting to kind of curl upwards this way, as well as they're going upwards, right? We're getting this kind of height here as the nail grows up, but we're getting some kind of twisting and curling to the left side. So again, this is something that is completely natural. It is something that just happens depending on the way your particular nail plate is being formed, but there are some things that we can do to kind of help combat this. So like I said, with the product application, looking at it from the side and concentrating that product here in the center, what we can also do is when we apply our actual product, we can artificially fill in one side more than the other, okay? So if I fill in gel on top while I'm creating this apex, if I'm looking at it down this way, what I can do is I can make sure that instead of just applying product evenly and emphasizing this, I can basically put more product on this side and I can fill in that space to make the nails look more uniform. So this is the part about nail care that really comes down to experience and training, because it's not just about applying product in the nail and getting proper adhesion and applying color and nail art. A lot of actual expert level nail care comes down to basically architecture. We have to use our product to manipulate the natural shapes and lengths that we are given based on the anatomy that we have, and then we're going to use those products to create more proper structure, more uniformity, more symmetry, and we're going to fix things with that placement. So by focusing your product application in those areas where you need to shift the weight to the other side, we're going to fill that in with that product. So instead of just focusing on applying your product in, symmetrical, even layers across the entire surface as if we're painting the nail, we're going to think of our product application as actually forming the nail. Okay, so I put a tip on just a spatula to show you what I mean from that kind of down the barrel look, right? So if we're looking at the nail from the side, it's kind of growing upwards, and then if we're looking at it down the free edge angle, it's kind of going up towards one side. So let's talk about how we can actually fix this with product. Okay, so this is the side, you can see this little white line here. This is the side that I actually bent to make it look like it's more like it's got more of a peak on one side. So you can see right there, I kind of bent the nail tip so that it looks like it's peaking upwards towards that one right-hand side. So I'm gonna do the opposite of what Angie's problem is. I'm going to do it to the right side instead of to the left side. So you can see this part is the part that's kind of bending upwards. So what we're going to do with our product application is, let me just grab a color that you guys are going to be able to easily see on camera. So even with our base coat, even if we're not dealing with builder gel, this is also another misconception of like what builder gel is for. But even with our base coat, I'm just going to use a colored base coat so it's a little bit easier to see. on a clear tip. Okay, so I just applied like one thin coat of base coat, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my little blob on this other side and basically concentrate product on that left side. So everything gets base coat because base coat's what's going to create the adhesion for any gel polish that I put on top. But I'm going to use my product to actually fill in that space and make it even. So if we look at that from the side, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in that one area with product so that the nail becomes more uniform looking. Can you see how like I'm starting to fill in that space away from where that nail is peaking? So that way I'm going to create more of a uniform shape on top. So let me cure this and then I'll show you exactly what it looks like without it moving. Okay, so what I did was I filled in the opposite side with product. I concentrated product in that other opposite side to fill that in and make it look more uniform. Can you see how I have more of a perfectly uniform arch on top of the nail now that I filled that space in? And if we look at it from the side, I also did the arch that I was talking about on top to make it look like it's less of a ski jump nail. It has that concentration of product right there in the center, which is where we want to fill in any dip that might exist because of the ski jump shape. So I'm making the nail look like it's growing out straighter, and I'm also fixing that area where it kind of curls to one side. You can see here on this side, I have a concentration of product. That band that I put on the top of the nail actually is a lot thicker on this side than it is on this side. You can see it's almost translucent base coat on this side of the nail. So I'm concentrating my product and sculpting and forming the actual shape that I want rather than just applying product uniformly over the entire surface of the nail. Now the nail may still actually be twisting a little bit to one side, but we've basically fixed everything from an aesthetic perspective. So it does have that concentration of product. You can see it right there. That band that I put on there with that colored base coat allows you to really see where I concentrated the product to make that look a little bit more uniform. And so instead of having an area that peaks up on one side, we actually have something that's a little bit more uniform looking. So we have something that's a little bit more uniform looking before we put our color on top. So Angie, to answer your question, there are some ways that you can concentrate product in certain areas of your nail to help combat that ski jump shape, but there's really nothing wrong with your natural nails the way that they're made. It's just a matter of preference. If you want to make them a little bit more domed on the top, it's going to combat that ski jump angle and make it look like they're growing a little bit straighter. Keeping your nails shorter is also going to minimize the effect of the ski jump nail shape for you. And the other thing with twisting and curling is that sometimes dehydration can exacerbate that. So if we keep our nails really well moisturized and really malleable by using things like cuticle oil, salves, balms, and really infusing our nail plate with those oils, it's going to eliminate our issue of water absorbing into our nail plate and then dehydrating, which is ultimately going to make that curling and twisting effect a little bit more exaggerated. So definitely healthy nails and moisturized nails are key to making sure that you have the best possible surface to work on, but your natural ski jump and your natural twisting is just the way that your natural nails grow. So you can decide if you want to keep it and not worry about it and just apply thin coats of base coat and color and top coat over them, or if you want to concentrate product in specific areas to help combat the look of that twisting or that upward growth angle. I hope this video was helpful to all of you. I really enjoyed making it. These nail audits are really, really revolutionary, at least for me, because it allows me to take specific questions and create specific answers to them. Thanks, Angie, for your submission. I'll be in touch with you guys again soon in another great video. Bye.